The Stan original series, Totally Completely Fine, is now streaming only on Stan.
My name is Gretel Vella and I am the writer, creator and executive producer of Totally Completely Fine. So I had this really weird experience 2 years ago during the first lockdown where I was actually witness to 2 suicide attempts in the 1 week. So I started to research places that people would go to attempt to take their lives, and the guardians of those places I became really interested in. And I started to wonder, what if there was a guardian at one of these places who was a little bit of an anti-hero and depressed themselves? And I guess what kind of superpowers would that person have, I guess, having that extra layer of empathy and personal experience? Vivian kind of came to me in 3 days and I wrote the pilot really quickly. It just came out of me.
Something that I've always said about Totally Completely Fine is that it's almost like an Irish funeral. It's a bunch of people getting together in really, really difficult circumstances. And what are you gonna do, man? You're gonna laugh.
So one of my favorite quotes from Phoebe Waller-Bridge is, if you make them laugh, they'll open their arms and you can punch them in the gut. And I think that that's something that we've really embraced for this show. I think we've used laughter and comedy a lot to talk about something really tough. And I think audiences are gonna feel safe when they sit down to watch this.
We all have really difficult things in our lives. But what we discover in the journey and the storytelling of this show, it's not about ending it. It's actually about finding a way through it, finding a way to discover your own superpower.
My name is Thomasin Harcourt McKenzie and I play Vivian.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play John Cunningham.
I'm Brenna McClelland. I play Hendrix Cunningham.
My name is Contessa Trefone and I'm playing Amy Matthews.
My name is Devon Terrell and I play the role of Dane.
At the beginning of the series, we meet Vivian Cunningham, a troubled woman, doesn't treat herself very well. She doesn't treat others very well. I can't deal with this right now. But once you kind of get a glimpse of who she really is, you do see that she does really care and she is very protective of the people around her. We kind of follow her on this journey of healing herself through healing other people.
John Cunningham is the eldest of the 3 siblings. The relationship with his sister Vivian is quite patchy. He's very tense as a human.
Every time we see John and Vivian together, you're just waiting for them to start shouting at each other.
You were high. He's just starting to realise that maybe he isn't this incredibly strict parental figure. Maybe there is another part of John that makes him human.
This is an emergency!
Hendrix is a devoted brother and father and husband.
You're the best, man. She's the best!
His big goal is to be the best dad that he can, to be the best brother that he can be, to be the best husband that he can be to his wife. He's at that point in his life where I think he's trying to find the old spark that he once had.
Vivian loves Hendrix the most. He's the only person that she feels comfortable hugging or comforting.
I have a condition where my body is mutating and eventually I'll end up like a triangle.
Amy Matthews is a beautifully vibrant, bright soul in this world. She's trying to work out what she wants, who she is.
Amy kind of latches on to Vivian and believes that her destiny is to be at this house and to be Vivian's sidekick.
I think they are polar opposites, but actually have a very similar ability to kind of see people's emotional truth. It's so nice seeing 2 women on screen who aren't battling with each other.
Hey, morning.
Hi. I wasn't expecting to see you.
Well, Dane's a local psychologist and he lives around the corner, and he used to help Walt, who is the older man in the story that passed away.
Maybe we need to accept the fact that you aren't the same as Walt.
On the surface, he looks very clean-cut, but as he starts communicating with the other characters, especially Vivian, he starts being pulled into this chaos that he never had.
You are just a bad person.
Vivian reaches out to Dane for help and then it comes crashing down. It's very like up and down.
It works, they just work. but at the same time, the chaos is just so immense.
Because from where I was sitting, you took the piss for 40 minutes and then pushed Amy off a fountain.
Oh, I've been pushed off way worse.
When we went into the writer's room, we got someone who had experiences of active suicidal ideation. We got a psychologist into the writer's room as well. So it's really been kind of a workshopping process back and forth of different people reading them.
I was having a breakdown on the ledge last night and this one talked me down.
In writing the series, I knew it was really important that we get consultants on the show to kind of help me imbue it with as much authenticity as possible. So today we are very lucky to be joined by some of those people. I mean, I'd had personal experiences with mental ill health, anxiety and depression, but I kind of knew that one experience is not every experience, and giving me notes on what you can and can't say, what's not helpful in the conversation, and what is going to be really helpful once the show is released. So things like there is a training sequence in episode 2 where Dane kind of talks through what you do when you suspect someone is considering suicide.
It's like, yeah, this boot camp. I laughed so much when I read it. It was good.
Are you thinking about suicide?
Are you thinking about suicide?
Let's go! Come on! Come on, there's someone down there! You gotta move the body!
I guess it was very difficult writing that sequence and not wanting to be like, you're experiencing a lesson right now for an audience.
But I thought you did that really well, because it kind of was exactly what we had come in and trained you guys, but like kind of, condensed into this little, it was great.
Beyond Blue.
1300 224 636.
It's kind of showing that like these skills are, anybody in the community can learn these skills, and the more people that we have who know how to do an evidence-based or best practice intervention, what to look for, how to ask the question, and then how to refer them to help, the safer our communities will be.
And the phrase, are you thinking about suicide? I just didn't realise that you just need to have the conversation, and I feel like it blew my mind. And since doing the training, yes, it's in the scripts, but I've actually used it in my own life.
And you're like not avoiding the elephant in the room, right? Like you often are trying to ask them by not actually saying it. Like, but are you okay, or are you? And it's so it's so relieving to be able to just say, are you considering suicide?
So we call it reaching in, which is really important. We're often seeing the media encouraging people to reach out, but they're vulnerable. They're going, actually, I don't know if I've got the agency to do it, but if you reach in, you're more likely to help them on their journey.
Yeah, I think validating that anyone can ask is so important, and this show goes into that. You know, it doesn't have to just be us or people like us that are there for people. It's the friends, the family. I love that, reaching in. That's so nice.
Fuck off, please. Why do you get to go and not me? It's not gonna stop me. Stop, you fucking maniac! Why? Because you're gonna die! You're gonna die! Did you hear it? Stop.
There is the ability for anybody to learn these skills, just like we see with the main character, that it doesn't have to just be clinicians that are asking these questions and that are looking for these indicators of thoughts of suicide, that anybody in the community, and the more of us that are trained, the safer our community is going to be.
You don't also have to have amazing mental health to be able to reach out to people.
Totally.
It can be that peer support, that solidarity work that's so important.
Just me.
Having stories that show lived experience and stories that show hope, but also how to receive help and support as well was really important.
Open.
What's most important for me is that the show can normalise, periods of anxiety and depression and having periods of suicidal ideation, and that's totally okay and human, and it can happen to anyone. And if you want to get help, that's so normal and not weakness.
For more behind the scenes from the Stan original series, Totally Completely Fine, click here and subscribe.